Hi guys and welcome back! Today I have the Wurkkos DL40 for us to take a closer look. I actually got this one from Amazon. It's being sold actually, as far as I saw, also in Amazon US, Amazon Europe's, and it's actually quite a newcomer. So the brand itself doesn't exist so long in the market. For me it's quite a new eye catcher, and this is why we got it here today. Let's not talk too much around it. Let's open the package and let's see what actually comes in it. So of course we got a user manual. Of course, always read it before using the light. We have a couple of adapters. I really like that they include them because we are operating at 26650 lights, those are the thicker battery type, and you can also of course use the 18650s. Therefore you have the plastic adapter and you can easily use a different type of battery. In case you have a light which works on 26650s and you don't have these adapters, my little tip is just go for a garden hose which fits the exact size, and you will find them quite easily, and with that you will have an adapter made by yourself without having to get one just for that purpose. We have a lanyard. It's relatively long, but it has a very nice material. I actually like the softness of this material, and it is actually quite, considering its length, it's nice to use because of the softness. For somebody who likes to use bolt snaps like me and having a short piece of rope, you can always use the rope to attach the bolt snaps. There, my tip: instead of cutting it open, just remove and pull the knot out of here, because there is a knot under the rubber part where you can open the actual light without open the actual lanyard without having to cut it open. Then of course in the light we have the batteries. Here we have the 26650s. These are 5000 milliamp hours rated, so they're quite high capacity and they actually have worked great. Of course, bear in mind, I'm not doing a review without having dived it before. So this light already went on 2 dives actually. And also included in the package is a charger. It's a dual bay charger, but it is a USB powered. You got the cable, but you don't have the power plug. So you still need a USB power brick or power outlet to charge up the batteries. Here you can slide them in. Of course, it will also charge the 18650s, everything basically which is a lithium-ion battery. I believe even the 14500s will fit in here. And you have a power or charging indicator in this case, which will flash red for charging and will be green as soon as the batteries are full. It outputs 1 amp per charging bay. Also in the package is of course the light, and now we're coming to the most interesting part of the whole evening basically. Here we have the Wurkkos DL40. It seems like quite a big light at the beginning, but it's actually not so big considering its output of up to 5000 lumens and using 2 26650 batteries. So it's a standard size light for this kind of arrangement. Now something I want to show you right away in the front is this beautiful setup of LEDs, and here you can see the new type of Samsung setup of LEDs. They're using 4 of this new LH series, and they're quite powerful. Here we have a light which will output up to 5000 lumens, and it has a beautiful smoothened out reflector in the front. So I actually like the looks of it. And here we are actually having a switch which is not penetrating, or which is not going through the actual light housing. This is a magnetic switch, so there is a magnet going up and down, and there is no physical hole in the actual casing. So this is good because it prevents some leakage if there is an O-ring on. So like this, you have a switch, but you're never going to have water through there inside of your light. Now I'm going to open the light, and we actually can open this light on 2 different spots. We can open it at the tail, as you can see, and we can open it in the front. The front O-rings are a bit bigger than the tail ones. I actually haven't seen it so far on other lights that's happening, but the tail O-ring is smaller than the front O-ring. And here's a small tip of mine for the future for Wurkkos. Do us a favor and include both sizes of spare O-rings, because there is only 2 spare O-rings in the set and they match the back ones. The front ones are not included. I reckon that as a diver you will probably only, and in this case I would actually recommend you to only open the back, the tail part in this case, so the front ones don't get damaged that far. I think this is also their think way, but just do us a favor, Wurkkos, and just add that second piece of O-rings on your next batches. So this will be a good thing for everyone, and I think 2 O-rings won't hurt anyone. Now we're gonna add the batteries to the light. Always go with the positive towards the front of the light, towards the driver, and you will be fine to use those. Maybe just give you a quick close-up on the actual threadings. They look quite good. The O-ring is sitting maybe a little bit close to the thread, but the thread is nicely cleanly cut. You can see nothing going off there. I've opened it a few times, of course, dived it already, and there is actually literally no type of wearing off, so it's a very well cut thread, and I'm actually very happy with that. Now we're gonna close the light. and we're going to check out the modes. We actually have 4 modes on the light, and as soon as it's closed, we can press the button and it will come on the lowest mode. This depends a lot on the previous setting you had. The lowest mode is quite nice to use, but we are here with a big light for the high power. And here you can see the high power output of 5000 lumens. I'm just gonna dim the camera down so you can see the actual spot, and as you can see here, it offers us not a very concentrated spot actually. It's a relatively wide spot for the kind of light it is, but it also offers us quite a lot of spill around. So if you're doing a wreck dive, cave dive, or even mainly a night dive, you still have enough spill around to see in your environment and not only see the spot. Now, very important for you guys to know is that no matter how long you keep pressing the light, you will always end up in the next mode. You will never turn off the light. To turn the light off, just keep the switch pressed for a few seconds and it will go off automatically. The light is getting very warm actually because I'm using it outside of the water. So just be aware, in case you have to use this light outside of the water, do not use it on the high mode because it really gets hot, and to a certain point those lights are made to be used in the water. And if they overheat outside of the water, you risk damaging the light. Now guys, I think I talked enough about the light, how it operates, what comes included, but most importantly, and I think this is why we're all here, we're gonna take a look how the DL40 from Wurkkos will perform underwater. And therefore I got you a nice wreck dive prepared. So enjoy! Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed those underwater videos of the wreck dive with the Wurkkos DL40. Just to give you a little bit of a pros and cons from my point of view, what do I like on the light? I really like the high output. Maybe it's not the real 5000 lumens, but it's going to be at least around 4 to 4,500, because I've been comparing it to another light which has a 3800 lumen output and it is definitely stronger. So that's a good point for them. Now, besides of it being a very strong light, I actually like the design. It's kept very simplistic, yet it doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look like those lights you're going to get for $5.3 or whatever dollars. It looks like a proper light. It has a good finish. It has a very good finish here in the front. It's a completely screwed part. It's not using those small weird rings going inside which break quite easily. I'm speaking from my own experience. You drop them from a few centimeters and they already break very easily. Those protect the glass a lot better. And of course also you got a nice magnetic switch. And the magnet switch is of course a big advantage because you don't have a physical hole inside of the actual casing of the light. Something which is maybe, let's call it a con, but this depends a lot on the person using. As we only have a magnet switch, we are not having a power indicator. So if that's something you really need, that's something this light will not provide you. Something also we don't have, and this is something I actually love about diving lights, is when they have a nice focused beam. This is still enough for me to say on a wreck dive or on a, maybe let's say a cave dive. It's more than enough and it's actually perfect because you can see a bigger area. But for a general type of diving, I would actually enjoy if the beam would be a little bit tighter. Now, something you may also see as a little bit of a con, but let's hope they will improve this on the future. Models or badges or however you want to call it, but that's something why we are actually taking a look and testing it, is that they would include both types of O-rings. So I hope they're gonna improve on that. Besides that, I can't say anything bad about the light. I have dived it, as I said, for 2 times now, and it has been performing great. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you on my next one, and until then, I wish you always a safe and a good diving.